Hello, this is teddygaming, and welcome back to another review on the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles tmnt The Alliance issue number 2, and oh boy was this one a sort of interesting issue. Now this one did focus on Casey Jones, and I do think that was a really good choice, as it's really to show or give a bit more in-depth in terms of Casey and his character development and what he's been doing and what hasn't happened to him. So I do think it's a really interesting issue to really delve into his character, but yeah, let's actually get into this one. Okay, so first start off with Casey just talking to his dog, and he reveals some stuff and basically about the turtles and about how he's been feeling, about how he's been feeling left out and stuff with his dad. And I must admit, yeah, I do agree with Casey. I'm surprised that no one really talked to him about his dad. Raph accused him of drinking too much. I am very surprised that they went over all this stuff happened to Casey, and I do feel bad with Casey. And I do think that when these things do come out, these things do come out in the issues, I did point them out as well, saying that stuff, and it was just oh my god, I can't believe even Casey's pointing it out. So I do think that's quite a good character development, and I am also wondering if maybe they will pick up on these points again in future issues. I'm not too sure if they will. Knowing IDW, they probably won't, so who really knows. But then the next scene we do have him contacting Donnie about stuff and seeing if he can do anything extra, but Donnie says that there's not really too much to do and surely give him a call if there's anything important, but the thing is there's nothing really happening. So then in the next scene we do have Casey come in contact with the Punk Frogs, and it's revealed that the Punk Frogs are looking for a new home outside Mutant Town, which I do think could be an interesting thing just for some potential storylines in the future, where maybe, I'm not too sure where this could go, but I've got a feeling this could potentially lead to somewhere, but I'm not exactly too sure. But then Casey comes in contact with them and sort of starts talking to them, but the thing is that they start getting into a fight. But that is when the the Pearl Dragons shows up, and it's revealed that Casey Jones actually left the Pearl Dragons because, just because all the Pearl Dragons sort of become mutant racists, I want to say, is probably the best way to describe it, and just want to beat up the mutants. So I do think that's a pretty big change from the Pearl Dragons, from where we last saw them. So I do think that's quite interesting, and yeah. But then that's when the Casey and the Punk Frogs and the Pearl Dragons all have a big fight. So Casey teams up with the oh god, this is getting really confusing. Teams up with the Punk Frogs to take down the Pearl Dragons, and I wish there was a lot more to say here. I do enjoy this scene with them taking them down, as I do enjoy the action scenes, and I thought it was really good. But after finishing off the Pearl Dragons, the Casey and the Punk Frogs walk away and start leaving, and this is where we see that the Punk Frogs and Casey have become friends and now on good terms, which I'm not too sure this could potentially lead on to anything in the future, because they've helped each other out, or something like that, or who knows if maybe the Punk Frogs will return in the IDW universe. I'm not exactly too sure, so who knows really, but I do feel as though that this may be a good starting point for the Punk Frogs coming back, and and maybe even Casey Jones actually even teaming up with the Punk Frogs, and maybe even leading them, which I do think now that should be a really interesting thing to see. I don't really know how I feel about that if they were to go down that route, but at the same time, I am sort of interested to see that. So I do want that to happen, but at the same time, I'm not too sure if I would want to see that. But then after that we do got Casey go back to April's parents' house and takes up a box of April's dad's stuff, I think it's his brother's stuff. We had a lot of old sports gear, such as some masks. I think even had a baseball bat in there, and it's revealed that Casey now has a new home with the O'Neills, and this spare room is going to be his, and yeah, now has sort of family. But the thing that sort of was a bit weird for me was the fact that even though the O'Neills were saying oh yeah, and we see you as a sort of part of the family and all that, you want you to have a home and all that, and feel sorry for your dad. But why didn't they bring this up earlier? I mean, this is arguably been a year or two into the Mutant Town stuff, so there's been some time since his dad passed away. You would have thought they would have at least talked about that sooner. So yeah, but I do guess because they're all side characters, who really cares about them, right? But yeah, so that's when in the next scene, and the final bit for this artist's artwork is that Casey brings the punk frogs some food, and that's more or less it for this little scene, or this whole story really. Now then, for the final scene, we do have Karai getting into contact with Casey, and was asking Casey to join the Foot Clan, and not really be part of the Foot Clan, but basically give her like advice on how to basically go around doing her business without getting in contact with people, or like killing people, I should say. And I do think this is really interesting, and I'm looking forward to see where this could potentially go, because I mean, I must admit, my mind is racing with theories. Oh yeah, like, well, I mean, it's just more a case of like, oh yeah, well this happens, and I could go into explain like all of them really, but I feel as though I'll be wasting your time really here by saying them all. So I do think it's going to be a really interesting thing to see where this does go, if this does go anywhere. But with that being said, we're going back to the last issue. We do have a mysterious character who wanted Casey Jones. Now, I'm all but certain that was Hun, and I honestly would be surprised if it's not Hun. I can't think of anyone who it wouldn't be but Hun who wants Casey Jones, just because if you look back through all the IDW universe, stories, comics and stuff like that, there's been no one coming in contact with Casey who wants him other than Hun. It has to be Hun. So I'm interested to see if it's not Hun, then I'll be surprised. But yeah, I'm interested to see where all this Casey and Karai stuff does go. But also at the same time, I'm also interested to see if we do get to see this in this issue where Karai is contacting Casey, if maybe in future issues for this alliance stuff, we will see Karai come in contact with Alapex and Angel and April, and see if we want to get them on her side and basically build up a bigger alliance, stuff like that. If that's the case, then this could be a really big thing for the tmnt universe, and I'm really looking forward to seeing that. But at the same time, also with like Venus and Bludgeon, will maybe they reveal the truth about why she doesn't trust them as much. You know, like, I'm interested to see where this does go in terms of what this could potentially set up for the future. And yeah, I must admit, this alliance stuff is possibly the best part about the whole event. I'm really sad that after issue 5 there's going to be no more of these. And yeah, so I must admit, I do think that issue 2 wasn't as good as issue 1, but I do enjoy this one a lot more. Out of all the Armageddon stuff that came out this month, from issue 3 of the Armageddon game and issue 135, this was arguably the best comic we did get, such as last month. So again, I'm looking forward to see what we'll do in the next issue. Alapex and Angel is going to be really interesting, and you know, looking at the artwork which we've been given, not to mention it's Juniper writing and drawing it. Oh boy, it's going to be the best issue of that month, and could possibly even be the best issue of next year, so I'm looking forward to it so much. But yeah, let me know in the comment section below what you think about this issue. Do you like it? Do you not? And do you have any theories in terms of what could potentially happen next, or stuff like that? But yeah, that's going to be it for today, guys. If you do like something, please share, like, subscribe and all stuff. Goodbye, yo. Bye.